And good morning, Risk Raider fans. It's Friday before the ice Armageddon hits the state and shuts everything down. People people have already lost their minds.
They have lost their minds, and congratulations to HEB and Albertsons. It's going to be a hell of a quarter for you this year. If you own grocery, this is go out and buy grocery store stock and gasoline. I mean, people have filled up with gas in the last day multiple times. I've got people going, oh, I just drove to work. I got to go fill my car up again. Like, what the hell is going to happen?
I need an ounce of gasoline because I need to top it off.
Hey, if y'all follow us on Twitter, I posted a little deal because somebody had taken a picture about HEB, all the bread all out. And then I posted on it. I said, yeah, in a week, all the geese at the lakes are going to be weighing like 150 pounds.
Exactly.
They didn't like that.
God, and people are flipping out. I mean, it's going to be cold. I'm not downplaying it. You need to protect your pets, pipes, and plants.
Yeah.
The classic. But I don't think, it's not going to be like 2021 here where we were like 15 degrees. That was a different thing. For Houston, that was a disaster of epic proportions.
It is. And I picked up the phone and called one of my friends in Chicago, and he goes, hey, it's Friday. That's what we do. There's always going to be somebody who's going to get hurt, and there will be somebody who gets killed because some people go out and drive when they shouldn't, but they do that anyway. But I will tell you, invest heavily right now in Exxon and Albertson stock and HEB because they've made their year already. They have to.
I've been told the HEB up here in Meyerland's been cleaned out 3 times already. like they have had to restock the entire store, like everything.
It's bad when you drive by here. I drove by here on the way to work, and there was like 20 people at 7-Eleven, and I'm like, oh my God, this is getting really bad.
7-Eleven. Come on, man.
All those day-old wieners are being sold right now. People are being clean out the, shelf life of everything's going to be completely pure within a week. It's going to be
the ones that kill me. It's the batteries. People go and buy like 1 billion batteries, and I'm like, didn't you buy 1 billion batteries during the last hurricane freak out?
Well, in Christmas, everybody I don't know. Do what you have to do.
Yeah.
And we're going to laugh. And, hopefully everything's going to be great. We're not making fun of people.
No. Don't forget the 3 Ps, pets, plants, pipes.
Do what you got to do. Take care of yourself. But I will tell you, minimalize how much stuff you're listening to, because there's some people out there trying to profit on scaring the living out of people. So keep it reasonable, folks. That's all we ask here at Risk Raiders. And by the way, welcome to this episode of, this is sponsored by the National Weather. No,
sponsored by the Grocers of America.
Yeah, sponsored by EconicStorms.com. No, listen, we are glad to have you here at Risk Raiders. I'm Jeff Shropshire. That is Brent Borgstead over there. Today, we are going to get into a great topic on personal auto. But first, everything we're going to share with you today is just going to be information and fun. Of course, it's going to probably save you a lot of money. It's going to help you a lot in coverage. But remember, we're not your agent. We're not going to be able to help you in that area because we don't know you. So when you take what we have, you get on the phone, call those people at that agency waiting for you to hear you go over everything we talk about today, because we're not giving professional, legal, or accounting advice, but we're giving you information that will save your butt. Hey, how do you like that?
I like that.
Oh, I used a bad word. I'll try to blip it out on Riverside. Well, and I mentioned Riverside, so now they owe us another sponsor. We'd like to also thank everybody who's contacting us for sponsorships, Brent. It's freaking me out a little bit because I really didn't think that this program would be anything like that. That's not really what we push for here at Risk Raiders, but we do welcome it because it will help us to get our message out. So, hey, here's a little promo. If you're interested in doing a little sponsorship, call. Probably don't call me because I'm a little bit loose in the cannon. Call Brent because he's going to be our negotiator on that. I'll probably sell it pretty short. Brent's going to be a heavier negotiator, so he'll do all of our sponsorships. So
yeah, Jeff's like, $1 a year is enough.
I know. I'm like a kid at a candy store. I'm like, how many suckers do we get this week?
It has been surprising, though, our response to it. It's been fun. People have been talking to me a lot about the show, and people I didn't even know were watching. It's just been a lot of fun. It's just been super cool, and I appreciate everybody looking and subscribing. It's just, we appreciate you guys. It's been fun.
It's a dream for us. Our whole goal of this show is just to share information with anybody and everybody to where families and businesses can go out and just get some help, become a little bit more knowledgeable, take care of your own business. we're not trying to sell anything. We're not doing anything here. But man, when people come in and say, how can we help risk raters? It does make me feel good. And it tells me this message is going to get out even further. So hang in there with us, folks, and it's going to be great. But let's get on to today's show, because I know some of you are like, well, if they don't shut up, I'm going to
Get on to it. Get on with it.
I'm going to unsubscribe. Well,
Get
we
to
will
the
know.
message.
Yeah, we don't know if you subscribe, but I will find out if you unsubscribe. I'll tell you that.
We'll come to your house.
Yeah, we'll have that. But anyway, we're going to get into a little bit of discussion on personal auto, because people are having a little bit of issues, because we're seeing in some of our insurance rates, some things are coming down a little bit, getting a little softer. Not really the same for personal auto to the
Not
same
here.
degree. Not here either. And so today, Brent, I thought what we would do is I think we're going to look at this from our viewer standpoint, some little personal responsibility, some things our listeners can do personally. You can't control the marketplace, can you? You can't control what the little lizard guy and all these other people do. But there are some things that you can control, and that's what we're going to talk about today, Brent. So tell us where we need to get started.
Well, I was thinking today, and I've been on a mission for the last 2 weeks to try to get rid of some of my spam that's flooding my inbox. And what I realized is that most spam is self-inflicted.
Well, I thought you were talking about spam, like the meaty substance, because of the
Well,
Armageddon
the spam
storm was
email,
coming in.
It's similar. It's similar.
Sorry
Fake
about that.
meat, fake emails. But I realized that most of it, because I've been trying to unsubscribe from all this stuff, and I was like, well, I actually subscribe to all this crap. I did it to myself. And where I'm going with this is that a lot of your auto insurance issues are the same thing. You've sort of done it to yourself. If you've had a bunch of claims or you're driving an expensive car, that's the one that I'm not making light of clients. We love them all.
Yeah.
But they'll go out and buy a $120,000 car, and then they're like, why does it cost so much to insure? And you're like, dude, you bought a $120,000 car.
I mean, how
for
much?
Your kid.
Seriously, I mean, I'm a little bit older than 10 years, but I mean, a bumper when I was a kid, you hit a bumper, your bumper was like $200, $300. A bumper now on the crappiest car that's out there is thousands of dollars, because you got all this technology weaved in there. You can't just have a bumper anymore.
Well, and back in the day, a bumper was metal, and like you could bump into another car and really nothing would happen. They had little springs in there, and you might knock a little chrome off. Yeah, but if you didn't, as long as you didn't hit more than 5 miles an hour, you kind of bounced off, right? And everything was good. Now, if the wind blows too hard on that plastic bumper, one of the sensors goes out, and they're plastic, and they've got to be, you can't replace a piece of it. You got to peel the whole friggin' thing off. And so the minimal bumper replacement's like $2,500. And that's on a good day.
Yeah, I just had Sam's truck in yesterday, matter of fact, for the little start button. They replaced the little start button thing and then a brake thing, because you have to push the brake in when you hit the start button. $1,100. What the hell is that? I mean, I'm like, I
want to go back to a key.
I mean, yeah, I was like, go back to a bike. But if that is going to be that, if that's going to be that crazy, folks, then yeah. So I think, Brent, yeah, I think you're on the right there. I think the first thing we look at with somebody is there's some behavioral issues going on, and we're not your mamas and your daddies, but we're going to tell you from the insurance industry, there's some of these behaviors that you're doing, and you're shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, it's just crazy. And I mean, I'll tell you, the first thing is speeding.
Yeah.
Speeding tickets, your tickets. It's not a competition to see how many tickets you get. It's
everybody who's watching this show is going to be like pot calling the kettle black, because I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I mean, I drive too fast, and I've had my share of speeding tickets, etc. Now, I'll tell you something interesting. I was not a big believer in the discount that you get for putting the monitoring device or using the software. Like one of our carriers, you put the software in your phone, they monitor your driving for 90 days. I never wanted to do that. But then I thought about 6 or 8 months ago, I thought, you know what? We're selling this thing, and I was recommending it to some people, and I hadn't used it myself. Well, I put it on my phone, and I did it. And it changed my driving behavior, because at the end of the day, you can go in and look, and how it was red every day for me. It was like bad driving. That was a bad trip. That was a bad trip. That was a bad trip. And mostly it was excessive speed, and excessive braking. And I thought I was a pretty normal driver. Well, apparently not according to these software algorithms. They were like, no, sir, you are outside the norms on everything. And so I had to really have a little, come to Jesus talk with myself about, hey, dude, maybe your driving is
Yeah.
not appropriate. And I realized that I was driving too fast and braking too hard and doing all the things you're not supposed to do. And so my point of the story is maybe we should all have a self-evaluation of our driving, you know, because like you said, if you get a lot of speeding tickets, guess what? It's going to impact your rate.
Oh my God, it does. And I'm going to tell you, everybody, that and accidents and little at-fault accidents, you should know this, but you don't know this, but every insurance carrier out there runs kind of, some people call them a clue report. Some people call them insurance scores. And they're not like credit reports, like getting a loan at a bank, but they pull up a number kind of a credit
They
deal.
kind of are like a credit report.
Kind of, yeah. But then it also pulls up like past claims, past everything on top of the motor vehicles. Folks, there's hardly anybody out there who's going to write your home and, your automobile insurance that's not going to pull this
Well,
information.
they're going to pull it.
They're going to pull it. And so a lot of people will be like, hey, when I came into your office, I don't think we had any claims. I had this yesterday. We've had no claims. We don't have any speeding tickets. And then
Yeah.
Kathy in my office is like, and the screen goes,
Yeah, the siren on top of the screen goes off, right?
yeah, it's like we have a record. We have a record here. Everybody.
Something, I don't know, you may not recall, but you had an accident a month ago.
The best part was we got to remind them that they had a child. They forgot they had a child.
That's the other funny thing that gets run. People don't understand that these companies have all the data. They do this additional driver discovery. They can tell what vehicles you are. I mean, they can see everything. And
Everything.
I'm not getting into whether they should or shouldn't be able to get all that data, but the reality is they have it. Okay, so if you've got other drivers in your household, if you got an exchange student staying with you, I mean, I'm just telling you, if you've got a driver's license registered to your address, guess what? It's coming up.
That's right.
And
They even
so
found they
get out
even
in
found
front
out,
of it. I mean, don't hide from it.
found out they had a kid and the kid drove a car. Oh, it was
They didn't know.
no,
Well,
it
we
got
didn't
very
know.
expensive. Didn't know. When did that happen?
When did that happen? I didn't know that.
No. So you have to kind of go through these things. And that's the thing, too, is when they pull that report, it gives us kind of credit scores. So I know that there's an argument of why would my credit have anything to do with my driving? And again, like Brent said, we can't get into that because we didn't set the rule. But they have data somewhere that says there's a correlation. And it must be a correlation enough to where they want to pull it every single time.
It's, I hate when they first came out with the credit score thing, what was that, 10 or 15 years? I was angry
I know.
about it.
We
'cause
all
I was
were.
like, this has nothing to do with people's, I was very upset about it. I thought it was intrusive. I thought it was, and I still do. I still don't think it's any of their business.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter whether we like it or not. We're past that. They're using it. Is there a correlation? I guess. I don't know. I suppose your responsibility with your finances dictates maybe your overall responsibility. I don't know. I think it's a little loose, but it doesn't matter whether we like it or not. They use it. And so, that your credit score, your driving records of all the people in your household, whether you've told them or not, it's all going into it. So it's a thing. And I'll tell you something that's funny too. Back in the day, and I was telling you this the other day, back in the day, most people's problem with their automobile insurance being expensive was that their kids had bad driving records, like their kids are bad drivers. Now, in my opinion, we're seeing more cases where because kids don't drive that much anymore, not like they did. They do some, but they're not out biting the bullet to get their driver's license when they're 15. And 12 months or 11 months and 30 days, they're like biting, like we were standing in line at the DMV the day before we turned 16 to get our driver's license.
And people are trying to get hardships too. Like, I need a hardship. I mean, I want to drive as soon as possible.
Yeah, the kids don't care anymore about driving that much. And so what we're seeing is the problem child in the household a lot of times is one or both of the parents because they're driving distracted, they're texting and driving, and they're having accidents that are at fault, and it's impacting their rates. And they're upset about it. But I'm like, man, this is self-inflicted yet again.
And another thing that we see on that with the behavior, and this is just what, again, I'm just telling you folks, you got to pay your insurance bills timely.
I know.
Lapsing of when you lapse coverage for a non-payment of premium, oh, that's like a coffin nail going on.
Mm. Carriers
Carriers
hate it.
hate that. And I mean they hate it. And that's why if you have a problem getting your bills paid on time, you guys have got to get on EFT, or you've got to try to find a way to pay it all off. And I know it's expensive and everybody hates writing that check. We all do. But that is just one of the most painful things to see how that impacts somebody on trying to either market your account or what it's going to do to your renewal. Call it fair or not, it's not really the issue. It's just true.
You don't have
Bad.
to like these things, and I
No.
don't like a lot of them, but they're
Hate
the
it.
reality. If you want your rates to go down, these are the things you have to do. You got to clean up driving records. You got to pay your bill on time. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it. I mean,
No.
we're just telling you because if I'm telling you pay that bill late, they're going to cancel you, and they don't care.
You got some robot over there on the side that
Exactly.
It used to be
AI to do it.
People would go like, "Oh, I'll call my agent and they'll work it out." I'm just trying to tell you, agents have very little input in this because on the backside of it, now it's either handled by AI or it's handled by somebody in wonton that it's a manual. It's yes or no. So the negotiations are very difficult. So you guys got to pay your bills. So you do that. And I just say one thing, you're driving, you've got accidents, make sure you take your defensive driving, try to do as much as you can to knock that stuff off.
Do things to help us help you, because the agent can't help you. If you show up and you've got a bad driving record and you got bad credit, there's nothing we can do.
No, and don't squawk at us about it because that stuff is self-inflicted. I can't help it if it hails on your car, but I'm telling you this stuff. Let's talk. You touched on it a minute ago. So you kind of got your behaviors. Let's talk about your stuff. Now, this gets evasive, right? Because everybody's like, my stuff, I'm buying whatever the hell I want to buy. And blah, blah.
And you can.
You sure can. But there's going to be a price.
Don't complain when you buy a $120,000 car for your kid.
No.
And your auto insurance is $20,000 a year. It's like, well,
no.
I'm sorry.
Where?
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm like, you bought a $120,000 BMW for a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, and it's great. Hey, let's just think about it. If you bought basically a car that's the value of some people's homes, and that is your choice, and I'm all for it. I think you should buy whatever you want, but do not be shocked that why in the world would it cost so much more? And I know some of these cars have all these safety devices. They have all this stuff. But I also know a lot of them go up to 180 miles per hour.
That's it.
I've never had anybody go, I really kind of bought this Beamer because frankly,
it's slower.
The back seat airbag tilts a little bit better in case it comes out.
That ain't why they're buying it.
It won't hurt your neck as much.
Yeah.
And I like that. And then that doesn't have a cigarette lighter. No. You bought it because it hauls ass down the street. And it looks great. And it has everything in the world on it. Porta potty, everything you need. Everything. Pop-up Wi-Fi, everything you need. But it's going to cost you more at the dealership. It's going to cost you more at the insurance agency.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sorry.
I mean, it just is what it is. You don't have to like it.
No.
It's just, now some cars, the safety stuff does matter. And it's got anti-lock brakes. Every car has that now. I mean, we're kind of past that.
But the insurance companies, they like that. They want to keep you alive. But like Brent said, that's all standardized. It's this other stuff with all the other technology, which is some of it is safety and stuff. But, you get that little Beamer, or now you get this big Ford F-250 dinged up. Your repair bill is going to be incredible. It just takes a lot, and the cost of labor now. I mean, folks, I don't want to get into an economics deal, but the more expensive car you buy with the more bells and whistles on it, the more your insurance premium is going to be. And I don't care how good your driving record is. But if your driving record sucks on top of that, hello, thank you very much. Your agent's going, wow, the Christmas just came early. That's not what you want. And that's not what they're trying to do, but this is self-inflicted. So you can, hey, you know what? If you're car shopping and if you're cognizant and you're worried about that, you can get some VIN numbers, take it to your insurance agent, let them run some prelim numbers before you sign up if this is a concern of yours. It's not a bad idea. There's some cars out there. It's good to do that because there's some makes and models out there right now that have a high propensity of being stolen.
Yes.
And you can Google that, just put in what cars are being stolen the most, and it'll give you the whole list. But there are certain cars that have some features in it that have made them a little bit more aptitude to be stolen. In some places, it's hard to get coverage for them. Find out now before you purchase the car.
Yeah. That's another one of those things about call your agent before you make a move.
yeah.
I mean, please call us with the VIN number, text us the VIN number.
Yeah.
Let us run it real quick. It won't take but a minute to run it up and see how much that car will cost. Because sometimes, honestly, and I've done it. I mean, we were looking at a car a while back. This has been 10 or 15 years ago, where I was going to buy this little sports car that I thought was really cool, manual transmission. It was really fast. And I thought,
It's what you needed.
I needed it. I mean, I needed it badly. But I got the VIN number and I gave it to my account manager that handled my account at the office. And I was like, hey, is this thing going to be expensive to insure? And that little light went off on the top of her monitor again, you know? And she was like, dude.
When you ask that question and the agent starts laughing uncontrollably,
Yeah.
I'll just tell you the answer is yes.
Take the car back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I was already test driving. I had to give it back. It was embarrassing because I was like, I can't buy this car.
I know.
Because it was going to add like $5,000 a year to my auto policy.
Well,
and I was like, I don't think so.
And then if you have that umbrella on top of it, it's just chain effect. And you need to tell your agent who's going to be driving the car. Okay.
Please.
So, because you can sit there, there's a game into that. There's some games that can be done in agency shops, but I'm going to tell you, there's no reason to play that game because the truth always comes out. The carriers find out everything, and you don't want to then buy this car and then they run some reports and then you get this endorsement and now you're stuck with the car. Just tell your agent, this is who's driving the car. Here's the VIN number. Man, and then it will save you, it's better to find out before.
Yeah, just find out before. Don't.
And then buy the damn
like I
car
said,
if you
the
want it.
data's out there now. You can't hide from it anymore. Back in the day, you could say, I don't have a kid driving. Well, no one would know. Well, guess what? The state interfaces all the driver's license information and the carriers have it. So there's no hiding anymore. There's no gaming it. So just get up, talk to your agent. Let's get out there, talk about it, figure out what's the best way to go. There are some things you can do, but you got to give us the tools to help you.
Yeah.
And
there's some services out there. If you're real big on safety and you're really concerned about those sorts of things, there's some websites out there that you can Google that have some professional ratings for vehicles. It will help you find some things for your family. What is going on with my phone? There we go. But there's resources for you. But don't blame it on the agent, okay? Because this is something you can control. Maybe.
I'll tell you too, I've become a fan of the monitoring software, and I know that sounds crazy and I'm going to get flamed for it, but man, it changed my driving. When I saw that thing, dinging me every day saying you're the worst driver we've ever monitored, stuff like that, I was like, dang, I need to slow down. And it really got me to thinking about it, and I calmed down, and it actually has positively impacted my driving. So I'm a fan of it. You can put your whole family on those and monitor everybody, and y'all can all get together on Friday and go, oh, look, Jimmy, you had 5 bad trips this week.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, but Dad, look, you had 5 bad trips too. And so it's kind of comes around, goes around. But I really think it's a good way to, everybody goes, I don't want to monitoring my driving. Okay. If you don't want to know, but I'm just saying it's another way to get a discount and improve your driving. So
it is.
Give it some thought.
Give it some thought. I'm like you. I resisted it. I haven't done it yet, but I'm not afraid to it. I don't really have a lead foot. That's just not been my thing. But I mean, I'm sure that I have other things that I need to watch out. Maybe just driving across people's yards, things like that they don't really like. So I'll try to amend those sorts of behaviors as well, too.
I would give it a try. I think you'll be surprised what you find. I was. I mean,
I know. I just like more technology just gives me, how I am on this. Brent does all our technology on this stuff. And
yeah.
And I'm just like, just show me what color it is, and that's how we're going to buy it. Don't tell me what it does.
I had a little meltdown this morning that I couldn't fix.
But you did. You did. All right, everybody, the last thing. So we've covered kind of your behavior, your stuff. Let's talk about your paperwork / your policy. There's some things in that policy that can make those prices go. You got to look out. You may need to adjust up. You may adjust down. Where do you think you should start on that, Brent?
Man, I'll tell you, the thing that really bothers me and worries me a lot now is that a lot of these auto policies that you buy are very, very narrowly defined as far as who can drive and what vehicles are insured. Back in the day, and I always say this a lot, You just had a Texas personal auto policy, and it covered you driving any car, and it covered your car if anyone was driving it, yada, yada, yada. Not anymore. Or as Lee Corso on College Game Day used to say, not so fast, my friend. Because now most policies have some sort of narrower definition of who is the driver, who's covered. And so you need to check and make sure that everyone in your household is named on your policy, because if they're not, they might be excluded.
Yeah.
And if you think they're not going to fight you on that, you're wrong. They
Right.
are.
And if you're doing it to save money, they're going to find out. You're going to get an endorsement. Yeah. It's not going to save you money at all on that. And I think
but you look at your policy, though, and make sure that all your vehicles are named and all your drivers are named, because the automatic coverage days are gone. Now, there is coverage. If you go buy another car, generally speaking, if you're replacing a car that you have on your policy, it's going to be covered. Unless you have liability only, then guess what? You're not going to have automatic coverage for physical damage. So again, please call your agent, give them the VIN number, say, hey, I'm thinking about buying this car. Let us know.
I'm going to tell you what, I hate that little caveat in there. I'm just going to tell you, you want to make sure you don't drive off that lot until your agent has the VIN number and says, here's your auto ID card and go. If it takes you 30 minutes or it costs you a day, you wait before you drive that car off.
We can email the card to you.
We can, but I mean, I'm just telling you, even if it's on a weekend, they'll hold it for you and do this, but don't do it until it's on. It's just
don't assume.
That's the way to know for sure, man. I hate it. And I think, I was going through this and I'm like, all right, well, what else can you do? And I'm like, well, you need to look at your limits.
Yeah.
One thing you need to look at, and this is an unnecessary money saving tip.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, but if you're driving these expensive vehicles and you've got these huge values, you might need to increase some of your limits and some of your coverage. Wow, why would I need to do that?
Well, it's a real problem. If you live in a nice neighborhood with people around you that have expensive cars, or if you drive to and from work through nice neighborhoods and you're passing Ferraris and you're passing expensive Lexus and stuff like that, you might not have enough uninsured motors. I mean, I'm sure you might not have enough property damage coverage on your primary liability. Like a lot of people have, 100, 300, 100. That means you got $100,000 for damage to other vehicles. Guess what? Might not be enough.
Yeah, and I would tell you even at that, don't even get wrapped up. Look, I'm up here in Lubbock. And I'm driving down the street today, and we were going to do this show, and I can't tell you the number of cars I passed on the road that are approaching or close to $100,000 on the road.
Or more.
It's not unusual. And a lot of them here are not even the sports cars, these pickups.
Yes.
The F-250, the big Chevys, all these the workhorse trucks, they're all 80, 90.
Denali Suburban.
The Denali Suburbans. And that is a coverage that don't think that you might hit one.
Yeah.
You may hit two.
Multi-car accidents are common.
I'm telling you, most people are underinsured.
From the back and you bump 3 or 4 cars in front of you, guess what?
Yeah, there's no way. I was telling somebody this the other day. There's no way if you haven't adjusted your liability limits or uninsured motorist limits, and I know you can go up and down, but if you haven't adjusted them in the last 5 to 10 years, or you haven't at least talked about that with your agent, you have got to get on the ball.
You've got to get on the ball.
Because things have changed a lot. You can do things on your physical damage, the comp and collision. You can raise deductibles depending on how much you can afford. You can control that a lot. That's your business. That's a big thing. Brent, what do you think about all these little ancillary coverages that are thrown on there?
Man, I don't know.
It depends on your family, right?
It depends on your own personal financial situation. I think sometimes those are ways to save some money on rental car coverage. If you've got 4 or 5 cars at your house, you don't need rental coverage. And, I just think you can look at some of that stuff. Again, it's one of those things you sit down and go through with your agent. Look at your deductibles. Man, don't buy a low deductible if you've got enough money to write a check. Don't buy a $250 deductible. Don't do it.
No, there's no reason to do that, and you're probably wasting your money.
Yeah, we don't want you to file those small claims anyway. That's how you get jammed up.
And that was another thing too. Yeah, on this policy, it's not a maintenance policy. If you damage somebody else's stuff or body, you need to pick up a phone call and call your agent. You hit somebody else's stuff. But when you're talking about your car, that's an evaluation you can have within yourself of, crap, that's going to cost $5,000. Do I want to
And don't
report
file
that?
19 glass claims every year
No.
and wonder why you got canceled.
And windshields a lot of time are cheaper when you buy it yourself anyway. I mean,
If you go and get a cash deal, like you told me, I don't have insurance.
I haven't bought a windshield.
Oh, I can
ever.
replace that windshield for $1 then. It's a lot cheaper if they think they're going to bill insurance, it's a completely different price. So
right. It's just like health
be
insurance.
Smart about it.
So
don't make a bunch of small claims.
No, so make yourself easier. See, so today we've covered some things. You got some behavioral issues that if you can adjust, you look at things a little different, adopt a new philosophy about it, evaluate your stuff, buy what you want to buy, but don't be surprised, but sit with your agent, get it all cleaned up before you buy it. And then on your policy, you've got to sit down and review this with your agent. It's changed, folks. It's changed. And you may have some old cars that you've been carrying comp and collision on forever. The actual cash value is nothing. And you're like, why am I giving that to the insurance company? But you're not going to remember that because you need to sit down with your agent once a year and let them
Look at your policy.
remind you. That's why you're paying them, right?
Yeah.
That's what they want to do for a living.
I
Look
know.
at what we did today, Brent. We just saved
I
everybody some
good
money.
Tips. Now let's talk about who, our Red Raiders.
Man,
so how about the upset win against BYU?
It was what a good game.
Man, that was a tremendous
game.
It was
a good game, and boy, it was so funny because you and I were texting, and when I left to go to the airport to get my son, we were down. We were down like
I
9.
thought we were going to lose.
And then you texted me at the airport and like, we're going to win, and I was like, huh? And I missed all of it, which probably
it was wild. Our guys, man, I'm telling you, they're great. And this game we got coming up against UA,
that's going to be tough.
I'm telling you, it's going to be one of the best games of the season. I'm counting all teams. This is going to be a barn burner.
Yeah.
Those guys are good. I mean, they are tremendous, and I don't think they're afraid to go on the road. We're going to have our hands full.
No.
I wish I could come. I wish you would send the jet for me. I want to come up and watch the game, but of course we got the Armageddon freeze, so I'm sure the airport will be shut and everybody will be
the plane's
in.
being used now to transport people out of here to Tahiti. It's a community service that we do to try to get everybody out of the way of the storm, and we've got that sponsorship down there with the Tahiti. That hotel down there. Great people down there, by the way. Wang and Sons actually got us hooked up with them. They have a sponsorship actually coming up. But yeah, the plane will be ready for the next one. But no, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be exciting. I hope everybody will watch it. Like I tell you, you don't have to pull for us all the time. Just pull for us at the right time, right? That's what we're asking for. It's going to be great, my friend. Well, I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope that you don't freeze to death.
Yeah, everybody
in
protect
Houston.
your plants, pipes, and pets. And guns up for this weekend.
Thank you for watching Risk Raiders. Subscribe.
Thank you for like and subscribe. And we love all you guys, and we will see you.
Wait, next week, though, we have a big show. We have Rick Bondurant from the Texas Tech Risk Management and Insurance Program.
Yeah, we're going to start off our series on careers and insurance, and man, that's going to be huge.
I can't wait to have him on. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be super cool.
Take care, everybody.
All right, have a great weekend. See y'all.